All right, let's talk about a digital superpower. I'm talking about automation, and specifically a tool called n8n. But before we get into what it can do, we really need to understand the problem that it was built to solve, because it's a big one.
So first up, let's talk about a problem that I'm pretty sure we all know a little too well. It's that digital chaos, right? The constant switching between apps that just eats up our day and totally kills our focus. You know the drill. You've got your customer data all locked away neatly in your CRM. Maybe it's HubSpot, maybe it's Salesforce. It's safe, it's organized, but it's over there. Then you've got your team's project board. That's in a completely different system, like Trello or Asana. All your tasks, all your deadlines, your progress updates, they're living in their own little separate world. And of course, your brand new sales leads, they're probably trickling in from a Google Sheet or maybe a form on your website. Every single piece of your business is in its own separate digital room.
So, what's the result of all this? Well, you become the human glue. You spend your day copying from one window and pasting into another, trying to claw back minutes when you should be focused on the big picture. Sound familiar? It's a massive time waster, and honestly, it's just exhausting.
But what if you could connect all those separate rooms with automated hallways? Well, that is exactly where n8n comes into the picture.
So this is n8n, and yeah, you say n8n. It's a workflow automation tool, and its mission is super simple but incredibly powerful. Connect any app to any other app, as long as it has an API, a digital doorway. Think of it like a universal translator for your entire collection of software.
Now, the most important concept in n8n is the workflow. A workflow is like your finished Lego creation. It's the complete set of instructions, the entire automated process you've built that's just going to run all by itself. And what are those workflows built from? Well, they're built from nodes. So if the workflow is your final Lego castle, the nodes are the individual Lego bricks. Every single node is one specific step, one command that does one tiny part of the bigger job. Okay, so if nodes are our Lego bricks, it's super important to know that they basically come in two fundamental types. Let's take a look at the digital building blocks you're going to be working with. You see, every workflow has to start somewhere, and then it has to do something. That's the difference between a trigger and an action. A trigger is the on switch. It's just listening for something to happen, and when it does, bam, it kicks off the workflow. An action, on the other hand, is the do this command. It's the actual work that gets done inside the workflow. Let's make this real. A trigger, the spark, could be a new email landing in your Gmail. The action, the work, could be to automatically send a Slack message to your team about it. Or maybe the trigger is a new row getting added to a Google Sheet, and the action, it creates a new task card in Trello. You see the pattern here? A spark, followed by the work. Okay, so connecting one app to another, A to B, that's really cool. But real life is messy, right? It's almost never a straight line. And this is where n8n really starts to flex its muscles. Think about it. Your business processes have rules. It's always, if this happens, then do that. But if something else happens, do this other thing instead. Your simple, basic connector tools, they just can't handle that kind of logic. And this is a perfect example. Just imagine a new order comes in from Shopify. That's our trigger. Then, n8n can use a logic node, an IF node, to check the order's value. Is it over $100? If it is, boom, it goes down one path and sends a special alert to the sales team on Slack. If it's not, it takes a totally different path and just quietly adds the order to a Google Sheet. It lets you create these intelligent, branching roads for your data to follow. So, we've talked about automating rules, but what if we could take it a leap further? What if we could give our workflows a brain? This is where we get into the really, really game-changing stuff, AI agents. Following a preset path is incredibly powerful, don't get me wrong, but it's still just following instructions. The true next level of automation happens when the system can understand your goal, make its own decisions, and figure out the steps all by itself. Okay, this is so important. We have to understand the difference between a standard AI, like a large language model, and an n8n AI agent. An LLM is a text machine. You give it text, it gives you text back. It can talk about how to create a Trello card. An n8n AI agent, though, is all about the goal. It doesn't just talk, it acts. It can understand what you want, think about the steps, and then use its tools to actually go and create that Trello card for you. One is a talker, the other is a doer. So what does this actually mean? Well,
It means you can give an AI agent a goal in just plain English. You could say, summarize my last 5 customer emails and create a report for me in Notion. The agent gets that, it decides the best way to do it, it uses the Gmail and Notion nodes as its tools, and then it just completes the whole complex task for you. Wild. So, look how far we've come. We went from the problem of total digital chaos to a solution that not only connects all your apps, but can actually give them intelligence. So really, the only question left is, what are you going to do with all that power? It really all comes back to this one core idea. n8n puts the incredible power of integration and automation right into your hands, making these complex connections possible for everybody, not just for expert coders. So, I'm going to leave you with this thought. When you can connect every tool you use, when you can automate any boring, repetitive task, and you can even give those automations the power to think and act on their own, what's the very first problem you're going to solve? What will you build?